Good. How's everybody? I'm going to invite you all to stand up. Let's kick this out of the park because Mindy's going to tell you some truth today. You ready for that? Here we go.
I know the truth about you. I see the power in you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I see you dripping with abundance and ease. See you enjoying the life you please. Playful at work and creative at play. See you in gratitude for every day. And I say, I know the truth about you. I see the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know the dreams of your heart wanna fly. Let's see you spread your wings and give it a try. The love you give, you know you're bound to receive. Your good can only grow the more you believe. Come on now, I know the truth about you. I see the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. It's alright.
It's alright. Join us. Say this.
It's alright.
It's alright.
It's alright. Your bigger self can't be denied. You got no place to hide because I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the power within you. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright. I know that love surrounds you. Everything is alright. I know the truth about you. I see the light within you. Just let it shine on brightly. Everything is alright.
Well, good morning, everybody. How is everybody today? Everybody's good? Come in, find seats, enjoy yourselves. Anybody here? Who's here? I know there are. Who's here for the first time today? If you're here for the first time, go ahead and stand. Just stand. Anybody over on this side? Oh, right there. Excellent. You too? You are too? I'll get to you, even though you're not standing. So tell me your name.
Denise.
Denise. What do you do, Denise?
I'm retired. But I volunteer.
A retired volunteer. I've never heard that before. That's great. A retired volunteer. And your name is? Julie. And what do you do, Julie?
I'm a project manager.
A project manager? Okay, a retired volunteer, a project manager, and you are? Karen.
And I am a customer service representative.
Oh, are you one of those people we get on the phone? She's, and
my daughter, don't say anything.
this is your daughter? Your daughter is a customer service representative. I bet you get through every time. Yes, I bet you're really nice to people. Yes, stay standing. Okay, and what is your name?
I'm Sharon.
Sharon, and what do you do?
Well, I'm an ex-teacher, but I'm not really retired. I'm in the second part of my life.
Oh, so she's not really retired. It's the third act, according to Jane Fonda. Yeah, but usually when it's the second half of your life. And she's a retired school teacher. Okay, so I'm going to ask this beautiful, beautiful congregation a question. And I just want you to listen to it, okay? And see what you hear. Every Sunday, we come together as a community, a spiritual community, to do one thing and one thing only. What is that? They're very articulate. What did you hear? Did you hear anything?
Wherever I am, God is.
Oh! Well, then you heard it. What did you hear?
The phone that was going on.
Oh, okay. That God is calling. Perfect. And what did you hear? You couldn't? You heard nothing.
No, I heard a lot.
Oh. But it was all kind of, yeah, okay. And what did you hear?
Shine our light.
Shine our light. Is that what you said?
No, she did not say that.
No. Shine our light. Okay. So what we're saying is that right where I am, God is. So, there's a lot of talk about religion and churches and all of this stuff. And one of the things that's important here at the Global Truth Center is that we acknowledge all religions, all paths, all walks of life, but stay true to the understanding that right where you are, the entire universe is navigating through you and as you. How does that sound? That's exciting, isn't it? Okay, so we have a gift for you, which is this book called Best Vacation Ever for all of you non-retired people. Your best vacation ever, the ultimate travel guide, renew, recharge, and reconnect, written by the man up in that booth up there, Thor. He's now about to become a practitioner. And that's just our way of saying thank you for bringing your consciousness to us. And if you go out to the desk and give me your email, I will send you a note myself. And then we can interact, and you can ask me, what did you say today? And we can go back and forth. So thank you so much for coming today and for being a part of today's service. Okay, so we kind of just did that, but we also talk about our vision statement. Our vision statement at this center, which is love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. So how many people this week had any challenge whatsoever with love only? I love the hands are going up slowly. You're just trying to figure it out? Okay. And how many people this week had any issue in their life with forgive everything? You put 2 hands up, okay. Okay. And how about remember who you are? Did you have any moment? How many people this week had even one moment where they forgot who they were? The rest of you are Mother Teresa, apparently. Yeah. So that is our vision statement, to love only, forgive everything, and remember who we are. And you know what? Someone said to me recently in a very snarky way, they were like, so you're going to tell me that you love only, you forgive everything, and you always remember who you are. And I went, have you ever heard me say that? I have never said that. I don't think any of us can say that we have gone through, that there is even one day where we've loved only, forgiven everything, and remembered who we are every moment. That's not the point. We're not here to judge ourselves and to keep score with ourselves. We are here to know that that is what we know to be the truth, and now let me do it to the best of my ability. How many people, now let's just see, by a show of hands, how many people, to the best of their ability this week, have loved only, forgiven everything, and remembered who they are? And there you have it. That's what this is all about. It's not about being perfect because you already are. It's about just doing your best to live this philosophy and this teaching. So I also remind ourselves every Sunday of our mission statement, which is, do it now. So if you would all take a deep breath. Margaret, I invite you up to join me. So this has been a very interesting week, beautiful week. Here we go, Margaret. Mr. Bork, you may go. So Thor, if you would give me my meditation song. So Margaret's going to sing a song called I'm Giving It Up. And I want you to see the picture that's here. This is one of the new pictures from the Webb telescope of a universe we didn't know existed. Out beyond the stars, beyond the universe that we live in, beyond everyday interactions, all the yeah buts, all the things that distract us. Beyond that is this universe from billions and billions of years ago that's just reaching us. Such an expansive life that each one of us is. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Close your eyes or fix it on the picture and just listen.
giving it up. I'm laying it down. I'm letting it go. And it's coming around. This feeling of peace with its ebb and its flow tells me this too shall pass. So I'm letting it go.
I'm letting it go. I'm giving it up, unlimited potential. To that place in me that knows, that is, that understands. There is this infinite field of pure love. And it's who I am, it's what I am. And when I give it up to that, when I surrender to that truth, everything falls beautifully and perfectly into place. So I invite you to take a deep breath. Slowly let it go. And let whatever you need go. Go.
I'm giving it up. I'm laying it down. I'm letting it go. And it's coming around. This feeling of peace with its ebb and its flow tells me this too shall pass. So I'm letting it go.
And so as you sit here this morning, I invite you to ask yourself a very important question. What do you need to let go of? What is yours to surrender? Where can that beautiful field of peace find you? Where the slate is clear, you know who you are. There is nothing in your path but pure, beautiful flow. I invite you to take another deep breath. And as you exhale, imagine that you are just floating in this universe of pure love.
I'm giving it up. I'm laying it down. I'm letting it go. And it's coming around. This feeling of peace with its ebb and its flow tells me this too shall pass. So I'm letting it go. I know this too shall pass. So I'm letting it go.
And just stay right where you are. Just sit in the silence for a moment. Taking another deep breath. Your mind, your imagination has the capacity to let go of anything you choose and to create whatever you wish to experience. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And let's give it up for Margaret Owens. I don't know about you, but for me, there is something about Margaret Owens that just resonates with me. This morning before service, we have meditation every Sunday, and I invite you to join us at 9:30 to just come here and sit, listen to music. We have beautiful video of nature. Kevin, would you hand me the piece of paper that's right on top there? Little piece, tiny little piece. So this morning, Sherry Verson led meditation, and it was just glorious. And what she said was so important that I thought it would be really important for me to read it for you, for those who weren't here. And she said this, she quoted this: "Have you ever had an experience in your life that you have been able to hold on to? We try to make surrender an activity of the mind rather than realizing it is the natural condition of awareness. And what it means is when you focus on something, even a meditation or that, what Margaret just beautifully sang, if you are aware of what's being sung or spoken, if you are aware of what you are feeling, then you have surrendered everything else. Because you can't do both. You can do one thing. Awareness makes no effort to hold on to anything. Awareness is already allowing everything in and yet simultaneously letting everything go. So I invite you, thank you, Kevin. I invite you today to just stay awake, be aware. Allow whatever happens here today to just fall on you. Try to get your mind out of the past, out of whatever you were thinking about when you walked in here, out of any of your yeah buts and oh woe is me's. Anybody got those? Anything that's going on in your life, and give yourself the gift of just being here, aware. And that means you're aware and surrendering everything else. So now you get to surrender to Stephen Brabant. Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Always changing it up.
Always changing it up. I can't let you feel secure.
No, of course
No,
not.
you got to be a little bit off
Not
edge.
my spiritual leader ever let me feel secure. Okay.
So, what's our theme this month? We've been talking about it, obviously.
Surrender.
Surrender. So, what do you think of that picture?
Not much.
Wouldn't you just like to be on in that watermelon slice and
Yeah.
obviously alone,
Yeah.
but just floating on a sea of pure tranquility?
That would be very nice.
Wouldn't it be?
Given everything that's going on in my life, that would be a very
Okay,
nice
so
place.
tell us.
Yeah.
How has surrender worked for Steve Brabant this
Well,
month?
it's working a lot different right now compared to if you'd asked me this question at the beginning of May. Because at the beginning of May,
Or July.
we had only one what I would call kind of extraordinary event going on.
Oh, right.
No. The beginning of May was simply that Diane had been, an account had been compromised, and she was informed. We were dealing with it in May. She had been informed by the Economic Development Department that someone had been collecting unemployment under her name. And
Wow.
if anyone in this room has ever had to deal with the Economic Development Department, forgive everything is almost an impossible concept. Okay, that was the beginning of May. Then we stepped into late May, and we developed a water leak in our house on the first floor. That has involved 6 weeks of displacement from our home. It has involved a whole host of different kinds of workmen coming in, a bathroom demolished, rebuilt, movers, painters, wallboard people. I mean, it's just one thing after another. And then, just to make it all just cook even more beautifully, and if I hadn't learned about surrender, we're informed by our tax accountant that we couldn't file electronically because somebody had filed a return fraudulently under our name. So we have to file by paper. So what does all that mean in terms of this?
Really?
Yeah. I will tell you it has been a tremendous exercise, a tremendous lesson in surrender, because what I'm learning, and I do mean learning, about surrender is that surrender is one word, but the concept of what you step into, one size does not fit all. Every aspect, you're going to be doing something different. Every step we took into this journey dealing with just these three things, you don't know what's on the other side. You don't know. Make whatever plans you want. You're going to probably be changing them as you move through the events. Mm-hmm. And that has really been drawn to home for both Diane and I as we've moved through the last 2 months. It has been an incredible experience. And I have to say, you played an important role in it, and that you wouldn't even know it, James, because my wife had signed up for your course.
Bods.
Yes. I didn't, because I was going out early in the morning to work, but I'd be in the hotel room taking a shower while she was listening to Bods. I'd come out, and I would hear what you were saying, so I was kind of getting a freebie. And I was struck how many days a concept that you raised in the class, I would apply to what I was doing during that day. It would bring a focus to something, time after time. And that's one of the things about the surrender process, about how as you move through things, how you marshal your spiritual forces, everything to deal with whatever is coming up. And don't get too far ahead of yourself. That's not surrendering. And given everything that happened, it would have been very easy to say, Steve, what's in your consciousness? The second you say that, you've just gone back to the past. And you are totally out of surrender. I mean, it's not even close. That's the other thing. So, to be in the surrender process, you have to be fully present. So it's a continuing journey for both Diane and I.
Wow, that is an amazing story.
Yeah, well,
and thank
I
God.
wish I'd made it up, but I didn't.
But here's the good side of this. Here you stand.
Yeah.
You're through it, almost.
Almost.
Yeah.
But not quite.
And you're going to have new floors, a brand new bathroom, new paint, apparently new wall boards.
Yeah.
You have you've had a renovation that you weren't expecting.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right. And so at the end of the day, if you stay perfectly present throughout and remember who you are, you'll get through anything, anything,
Yeah.
and come out the other end and still remember who you are.
Well, I just want to reiterate, I do appreciate the free course I got.
Yes,
while I
I'm
was-
glad.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how many couples took this course that I didn't know about. Yes, yeah. Husbands that just kind of hang in the corner, or wives that hang in the corner.
Yeah.
And I'll try that today. Yeah, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm totally good with that. You can pay Karen later.
Okay.
I am such a, what you don't know is that I've known this man for, 30 years maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was the treasurer of Religious Science International for many, many, many years, and I only knew him from afar. I knew him because I'd go to the meetings at the convention, and he would come out to give the treasurer's report, which was never the fun thing to do at the conference. Everybody's so excited, and then out comes Steve Brabant.
He's not exexaggerating.
Oh, no. I'm actually
was-
not even going into it.
Yeah, it was Debbie Downer all over.
It was like, and Steve Brabant, looks like rain. But he always had a sense of humor that I got. And I swear to God, so many people did not get your sense of humor. There were moments when you'd say something and I go, ha! And people would be like, shut up.
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, he's being funny here, folks.
Yeah.
So now I really get your sense of humor.
Huh?
And I'm glad that you could go through all of that with a sense of humor.
Well, and maybe you can give lessons to my wife about my sense of humor, right?
There are certain tasks I do not undertake.
Okay.
Yeah. So what is our affirmation this month?
I surrender to the joy of living an amazing life.
Are you ready for that now?
Yes. I mean, well, you don't have a choice when you. It's either that or be very dull. So
Yeah.
let's step into this with some gusto.
Shall we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Everyone, together.
I surrender to the joy of living an amazing life.
One more time.
But let's add at the end, no matter what.
No matter what.
Given all of this, no matter what.
Okay.
Here we go.
Again.
I surrender to the joy of living an amazing life, no matter what. Steve Brabant.
Thank you.
Eric, if you just give me some pretty music. So, I'm going to turn on this light. Steve just gave us a lot to think about. Some of you are probably sitting there going, thank God that didn't happen to me. Or, God, I have nothing to complain about. Anybody? Nobody. Apparently everyone's had a flood. So I want to light this candle and just ask you to lay an intention down for yourself. Whatever that intention is. Maybe it's just, I'm going to have a great day today, no matter what. I am going to enjoy my day no matter what. Whatever that is. I'm going to enjoy my time without my children, no matter what. For my friends in the back. Okay, so I'm going to light this. Maybe? Yes. You can't see it, but I did light it. So this is going to sit here for the rest of the service, glowing its energy out into the universe of your intention, whatever that is. So just take a deep breath. And as you exhale, just say yes. Yes. Thank you, Eric. And can we give it up for Eric Bork? So most of you don't know this, but Robbie Gilman came down with COVID this week. Finally, after years of not having it, he said, I'll get it eventually. And he called me up and he went, eventually just happened. He's feeling fine, but of course he can't be here to play the piano. So he called Eric Bork, who is an amazing writer, director, and he plays piano, which none of us knew until he finally gave it up. And now he's our go-to, come and play the piano. And he is doing an amazing job today. Because he didn't know I was going to say play some pretty music. And as I said it, I went, oh my God, what did I just do to him? But you played some pretty music. That was great. Thank you. Okay, now he's going to play a pretty song sung by his pretty wife. And it will inspire all of us. Please welcome back Margaret Owens.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, there's a land that I heard of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, skies are blue, and the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, oh, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't I fly? Fly, fly.
Margaret Owens. I got it. That has to be one of the most beautiful versions of that song I've ever heard. And having Imagine behind it is just... Was that your idea, Margaret? Ugh. Just beautiful. It is recordable. The title of my talk today is Imagine a Rainbow. It's funny because, whenever I have a theme for the month, I always tell the singers, so a song on surrender. And Margaret had sent this to me, and I said, no, I can, this works for me. And boy, I've got to tell you, I'm so emotional now from that song. Boy, did this work for me when I got into exploring the song and surrender itself. So, our theme this month is surrender. And if you would give me the next slide, I want to talk about what a rainbow means. So, the rainbow definition is bent rain. That's what a rainbow is. It's bent rain. And not to go all quantum on you, but a rainbow is all about quantum science. It is all about what's going on. Why do we see the rainbow we see? And it says in the definition, it's a reflection, it's refraction, and it's dispersion. So it's reflection because it is a reflection of something. A rainbow is not real. It's reflecting something, and you're putting the particles together to create the rainbow in your mind, but it's not real. Did you know that? Do you ever wonder why, when a rainbow appears, everybody sees it as the exact same size and it's exactly as far and close to it as they are? Did you know that? When a rainbow shows up, if I'm 100 miles, well, there's no place where it shows up because it's not present, but when a rainbow shows up, everyone sees it equally the same way at the same distance, no matter where you are. Did anyone ever stop to think about that? No, because most of us probably didn't know it. But I'm reading it going, what? So, if I'm on my street and Pauline's out in, where do you live? Thousand Oaks. And a rainbow appears in downtown LA, Pauline sees the exact same rainbow I see with the exact same size and distance. Anybody believing that? It's the truth, though. I knew I'd have a bunch of knowers. So that's the reflection part. Then the refraction part is that ultimately what's going on, the rainbow is bent rain. It's water being hit by light, and when the light hits the water and goes into it, it refracts it, it moves it, it bends it, it turns it. That's the science of what's going on. So it's nothing more than the sunlight moving through, why we see it during the rain or after a rainstorm. It moves into the rain, into the water particles, refracts, bends a bit, and then the last thing, it disperses into what we call a rainbow. And of course, they've done all of this. Aristotle spent years of his life on the science of rainbows. Did you know that? There's a whole dissertation. I don't suggest reading it. It's really boring, but it was interesting, the 10 sentences I read. So the bent rain the idea of bent rain is an old English concept. But at the end of the day, a rainbow is nothing more than an optical illusion. It doesn't exist. It's an optical illusion. It's one of those bizarre things that happens. So if it doesn't really exist at any one point, why is it something so prevalent in our society? If you give me the next slide here. So there's Judy Garland singing Somewhere Over the Rainbow. And the funny part of this is, and I'm not doing a Wizard of Oz talk, every gay minister does a Wizard of Oz talk, and I have stayed away from that for 20 some odd years. This will be as close as I get to it today. So Dorothy, Dorothy sings Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and what we don't realize is Dorothy is teaching quantum physics. She's actually, the whole song, if happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why can't I? That is an important question for us to answer. If little birds can fly over a rainbow, which now we know they can't because they're seeing it just as far away as we are, probably, Why can't we? Why can't we move beyond the illusions of this world and realize who we are? That's really what she's saying in the song. So, over the rainbow, what would be over the rainbow? Where is over the rainbow? Well, it would be a place where only truth existed and no illusions anymore. So Dorothy was actually sitting in a cornfield, actually probably on a set at MGM, but sitting, pretending to be in a cornfield, and the character Dorothy was thinking to herself, I want to go beyond this relative world that I live in. And how classic that her world that she lived in was black and white. Remember that? And it wasn't until she went over the rainbow that it turned into color. Makes perfect sense. How many of us are living black and white lives that matter? How many of us are living lives literally stuck to the black and white world of relative, the relative aspects of life? So what happens when you go over the rainbow? Well, this is what happens. So what happened? Did she go to a place where there were nothing but little people? No, she landed into this colorful world, and the reason why I use that slide instead of like the poppies or the flowers or something is because they don't think they're little. They think they're tough. They know who they are regardless of their physicality. The witch even knows who she is, and Glinda really knows who she is. Does anybody ever wonder, why did Glinda wait for her to go through hell to tell her about those slippers, that she could have gone back any time? Because ultimately, at the end of the day, our job is to take the journey, take the trip. But I think our real journey is to move from the world of black and white into the world of color, into the world where there are no illusions. There is nothing other than what we know, the absolute truth of who we are. And the black and white world of the problems and the issues and all the stress and strain that goes along with this black and white world lightens up, really lightens up, and rainbows fly everywhere. So our theme for this month is surrender. If you give me the next slide. Y'all remember that little sign as it showed up in the movie? Surrender. Well, as it turns out, the Wicked Witch becomes the hero of this story because she's correct. She's saying, surrender, Dorothy. You're fighting so hard to get back to black and white world, and all you need to do is surrender and be here now. Really, she wanted the slippers, but we all know that story. I have a better story. She's really saying, surrender, let it go. Be here now. Stop trying to get back to things in your life. How many of you have sometimes spent some time thinking, I wish I could do that again. I wish I could be that person again. Yeah, as we get to our third act, or our second half of our life, I'm in my third act. I do not think there are 3 acts. I think there are 4 acts. And then I think once we realize the 4th act, we realize there are no acts. There's just life itself. And that we have to stop thinking that this part means this and this part means this, because that's the black and white world of deciding what it's going to be and then telling everybody else to live that way. You're over 60, time to slow down. You can't wear that dress anymore, you're over 60. Really? What if you can fit into it? You should wear it. So today I really want you to think about how much of your world is black and white and how much of your world is technicolor. How much of your life is vibrant and alive. So the interesting thing is that they used the ruby slippers to create this idea of time travel, that the ruby slippers had the power. How many times have you given your power over to something that you think is the thing that's going to get you what you want? And yet, as Glinda says at the end, it's been there all along. Pooh, really? So, it's been there all along. But you're all getting that really slow. Right? It's been there all along. We all have the ruby slippers. We've always had the ruby slippers, and I just realized I'm giving a Wizard of Oz talk. Okay. I actually thought I had just given it a few moments, but apparently I haven't. Okay. So it's all illusion. Our limitations are illusion. Our humanness is an illusion, which is why I hate that expression, I'm a human being having a spiritual experience. Why would we denigrate the spiritual experience by saying I'm only a human being having a spiritual experience? Or even I'm a spiritual being having a human experience. And even in that context, people mean I'm a spiritual being that has really awful times sometimes. No, I'm a divine spiritual human being, all one thing, not chapters, all one thing, right? So this idea of surrendering, Dorothy, is really where we need to surrender our limitations. We need to surrender our yeah buts. We need to surrender all the things we think we know about ourselves. And as Sherry said this morning in meditation, give ourselves the ability to just be here, to just be conscious. Surrender everything else and just be conscious and see what comes from that. The energy. If a rainbow is nothing more than light hitting particles, and by the way, you are nothing more than space and particles, because that's all there ever is in the quantum field, space and particles that interact and bring forth you and that amazing shirt you're wearing, right? That's what life is. Space and particles coming together, interacting and creating you and me and all of us. So if that's what it is, then guess what? I'm a rainbow. Probably no one needed that reconfirmation, but still, I am the rainbow. I am of the rainbow. I am of the ocean. I am all of it. I'm the ocean. I'm the tree. I'm the sky. That's how we get to that concept. And at the end of the day, it's all illusion. All of it. Because behind all of it is the truth. We don't need ruby slippers to see the truth. You may want them, but you don't need them. So my message to you today is this. Surrender, Dorothy. Let's all say that together. Surrender, Dorothy. And if you don't like being called Dorothy, just add your own name. Surrender, Eric. Surrender, Margaret. Surrender, Kevin, to everything I want. No, you know what makes a marriage work? When you do surrender. No, what makes marriages work, any relationships work, is when you surrender your opinion to a higher understanding and stop trying to make the other person know what you mean. And I know I've failed at that rarely, but occasionally. That's how marriages work, by understanding and by being willing to surrender your point of view for a higher point of view, maybe than even the other point of view, maybe a highest understanding. So this next slide, I loved when I found this. You'll never find a rainbow if you're looking down. And that's right up there with the black and white versus color. You are not going to find the life you desire to live by looking back at the life you have lived. You're not going to find it. What you're going to find is what you've done with your life up to this point. Now, it's okay to reflect on that, I guess, a little and go, yeah, I think I'd rather do it this way. That's fine. But when you use it to beat yourself up, you are not in surrender mode anymore. You are actually going exactly opposite of the surrender mode, and you're doing into control mode, controlling your mind with thoughts that are no longer relevant or useful to you. So the only way you find a rainbow, by the way, is accepting the image that's coming to you from this particle, space, light illusion, and then understand it's all illusion, but what's the truth behind that illusion? That's what's very important. So looking down at the relative and the black and white will just keep you in a black and white experience of life. It'll just keep you in this kind of same old place. And the concept of surrender this month, and it has done a world of good for me this month, has been surrender even who I think I am and know myself to be. Surrender to maybe even a different version of me, a bigger version of me, a more loving version of me, a more I don't know, all the beautiful words I can think of, more of that for me. Surrender any bad mood I may have. That doesn't mean not feel what I feel, but when I feel it, understand that the feeling is like a rainbow. It's an illusion. It has come from some thought hitting some other thought, banging into a belief and giving me a feeling. It's all illusion, because behind it all, where happy little bluebirds fly, there I am. There's the truth of who I am. If I can surrender all of this to this, life changes dramatically. This next slide is by Dolly Parton. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you have to put up with the rain. Well, it's true. If you want a rainbow, you'd have to put up with the rain. But I'd like to say this instead. If you want a rainbow, you need to understand the rain. You need to understand what your mind's doing. You need to understand how your thoughts and your beliefs come together to create whatever experience you're having of life. And if you have a belief that life is challenging, and then you match those thoughts right to that belief, you know what you get? A challenging life. But if you have a thought that life is good, and a belief, as I do, that life is inherently good, no matter what is going on, life is inherently good. If you have that belief and you mix it with the things that show you that life is good, you see a beautiful sunset, or you see a child, or you see, you go to the ocean and see the surf, all of that. Match that to your belief. What do you think you come up with then? So you may not have to put up with the rain, but you have to understand what it is. My daughter Nora loved the rain, and for a long time I really thought she was unbalanced a little bit. I did. I used to go, why? Why? She's like, she'd wake up and it'd be cloudy, and she'd be like, I love cloudy days. I'm like, what? She's like, I love cloudy days because it means it's going to maybe rain, and I love the rain. I never understood that. But she loved the rain. That was her perspective. My perspective was, it's raining outside. I'm going to get wet. And then I finally came around to the perspective of, so what? Get wet. How many of you have gone out and played in the rain when it's been raining? How many people haven't? Really, Karen, right? You're the only one in the room that hasn't played in the rain? I think we know what we're about to do to you. Yeah. You have to understand that you are the Imagineer of your life. You are the Imagineer of your life. You get to decide. And if you think rain is bad, then you're going to create bad experiences when it rains for yourself. But if you think the world is unfolding perfectly at all times, then when it's raining, you're still going to go to the beach and watch it rain on the ocean and have a beautiful time and probably see a rainbow that everybody else is seeing from the exact same spot. So you get to choose what you see. Reflect on what's going on in your life. Refract. Let your quantum mind bend what's going on. Don't be so rigid. Do you know what the world's like right now? Rigid. The world can't afford to be rigid. Refract it. Put it into your quantum mind and say, you know what? Okay, let's see a bunch of different versions of this. Let's see how it's going to then disperse. Because you're the one dispersing it. We are the ones dispersing this quantum energy into the world. What are we going to disperse? So my last quote, next to last quote, is by Oscar Wilde. He says, when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for the stars. So that begs the question, how much of your time is spent looking at the things that are bothering you? How much of your time is spent on looking at things that don't work for you? Not only in the world, but in your own life, in your own heart. What you focus on expands. What you are willing to know grows. And if you're willing to know who you are, you will grow who you are, and not by focusing on the things you don't like. So Oscar Wilde, who's one of my favorite writers, very smart there. If it's raining, look for the rainbow. If it's dark at night, look for the stars or the moon or whatever. It's up to you what you see. And I want to close this with Khalil Gibran. Let me bathe my soul in colors. Let me swallow the sunset and drink the rainbow. You are the sunset. You are the rainbow. You are everything and anything you can imagine. And for Margaret to sing Somewhere Over the Rainbow with Imagine right behind it, balancing it, holding it, that's like you and I coming to the understanding that we are the creative energy of the universe, imagining our lives into being. We can imagine a rainbow, we can imagine a thunderstorm. We can imagine they're both valuable. We can imagine a world where everything is in perfect synchronicity. A world where everything is always unfolding perfectly no matter what, and navigate from that space. And you know what you will end up being? A living, walking, breathing rainbow that everyone will see equally the same way, from the same distance, knowing that there's only one thing going on, and that is love. Namaste. Thank you, Christine. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. See? Wasn't that a great choice for a song, Margaret? Thank you. Let's thank Margaret for sending me that. All right, everybody.
You can blame her for the Wizard of Oz talk.
Yes, but was that really my Wizard of Oz talk? Because I didn't go into the Scarecrow or the Tin Man or the Cowardly Lion. That'll be next week. Yes, and then I may move on to Star Wars. You just never know. Okay, come on up, guys. So everybody take a deep breath. So this is our giving portion. We have a board meeting today, which of course is open to the public. We have a board meeting today to talk about our center. And I will tell you, many of you, all of the members of the center, received an email stating where you are with your membership. If you are a member of the center, you tell us at the beginning of the year what you want to give for the year, and we make our budget based on that, so that we can be very responsible, fiscally responsible at this center. So if you got your email and telling you what you have given to the center, and it says you're at 17 or at 14%, you should be at 50. And I don't mean should. You could be at 50. And if you're not, and it's because you can't right now, I respect that and love you. If you are not because you've forgotten, get to work. Because the center really does need everyone to play its part. And here's the other thing. If for some reason you feel that you can't give, that you don't have enough to give, that you're struggling to get by, the problem's not with the giving. The problem is the consciousness. And it's a consciousness that's rampant in the world right now. But it doesn't have to be. And I will be teaching a full-day prosperity workshop in the fall, just for us to get back on track with our own prosperity and with our own understanding of what prosperity means. So I just want you to know what you're giving today is important. It keeps the work going at this center. And more importantly, it keeps your life going. Because when we have a consciousness of fear around money, well, what do we say? If fear is what we're focused on, fear is what we get and expand. So I just want you to know and pay attention to what you're giving today and make it conscious. Okay? So let's know this together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns how? Multiply abundantly. Okay, this is our choreographed song. Most of you know it. So join us with your arms.
There in your heart is a voice. It is a melody calling, eager to show you the way. And now is the time. Make a choice. Don't go and keep yourself waiting. When peace can be yours today.
Here we go.
Singing, God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go.
Come on, Sally, please goes on.
God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go. Let spirit hear you. God is, I am, I know, Now there may be times when you stray from the path that you feel is more in line with the truth. But with you always I stay. My love, it never will falter. The blood that flows there in your heart beats the proof. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go.
I ask all of you join with me, and I'd like to bring forward the energy of the first song that was sung today by Margaret Owens, and declaring that we do know who we are. And let these gifts in front of me bear witness to that truth about knowing who we are and the power that we have in creating life in a positive, abundant, and loving way. I know all this to be true. I declare it, and we collectively affirm it by simply saying, and so it is.
God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go. God is, I am, I know, I am grateful. I release and let it go. I said, I release.
Yeah, let it go.
And let it go.
Mindy Schinnerer.
Are your Global Truth Center announcements. Happy birthday this week to Tree Williams, Reverend Dale Olansky, Hans Phillips, Manuel Padillo, Larry Kingsland, and Patricia Shelton. Coming up on the calendar, please save the following dates for GTC events in early August. On August 1st, join us at 6 p.m. for Let's Talk with our theme, What's This I Am God Thing? If you have questions and want to explore this idea further, please join Dr. James for Let's Talk on Zoom at 6 p.m. You'll find the link on our website's calendar page. On August 5th, start your weekend on a high note for your soul, mind, and spirit. Join us here in the sanctuary for soul immersion. Finally, in the category of Where Has Time Gone?, we're celebrating 5 years. Yes, it's the GTC 5-year anniversary, and we want you to join us for a celebration. We're having cake and bubbly right after the service on August 7th, so be sure to join us that day for the party. You can always find out what's going on by visiting our calendar on the website. To find it easily, just use your cell phone on the QR codes that are all throughout the sanctuary. Have a fantastic week, everyone.
Thank you, Thor. Okay, so who are my practitioners today? Would you come on up for a second? So, what does it mean, a practitioner? You know, what it really means is these two beautiful women have the consciousness of knowing who they are, and they have the consciousness of knowing who you are, and you, and you. So if you have any issue that's come up today, they are there for you, free of charge, to go sit with them and tell them something that you would love to know some clarity on, have some healing energy around. So Diane, you will be here in the meditation room, right next to the bathrooms. Just go down that hallway. And Pauline will be downstairs in my counseling office. So please use them. They are amazing minds, and it's one of the things that I think is so important about our Sundays. So thank you, ladies. Okay. Yep. And can we give it up again to our guest today, Miss Margaret Owens? Awesome. So we are, a lot of you may not even know this, but we are about to celebrate 5 years of coming together as one community. When Global Truth Center in Studio City and what was then CSL Westlake came together to create just Global Truth Center, and bringing both of those organizations into one. So can you believe it? It's been 5 years. And so on August 6th, is that the date? August 7th, thank you. It will be 5 years. So we are looking for, we're creating a fundraiser around this in order to help the financial stability of the center. And my husband's going to tell you about it because he has a booming voice. And I will hold this
I'm
for
going to hold my poster.
I will.
All right. As my charge being with my partner in crime, Sherry Burson, we want to do something very special for the center to honor the 5th anniversary. First, I hope you will all be able to join us. We're going to have a wonderful day. It is First Sunday. Now, our darling Ann Monahan, who's with us today, I don't know why we give her vacations to go away, but she's actually on vacation or out doing other things that Sunday. So that'll be a little change. So what we are going to do that day, however, is have a celebration right after service to honor the 5th year anniversary, all right? So we'll do cake, cookies, maybe even some champagne that day, or some light refreshments. So please come that first Sunday, which is August 7th. Right? I have that right?
Yes,
Sunday, August 7th. That's going to be a wonderful, we're planning a very special service
Plus,
that
we're
day.
planning a very special service, and there is a very special song being sung that day by certain members of the...
Yeah, we're not going to give anything else away, just if you can be here for that 5th anniversary, you want to. So what I'm here for, though, is this special 2-week fundraising campaign. We decided to honor the 5th anniversary that we would, on our wonderful, beautiful tree out in the lobby, come up with additional giving campaigns with a ruby, emerald, diamond, and blue sapphire level.
Emerald, ruby, diamond,
and it's
sapphire.
up here above us. There's a way for each of us to celebrate this 5th anniversary by giving at a level that would put onto the tree so the tree can glitter with rubies, emeralds, diamonds, and sapphires.
Which we are not
Very
putting
little
real ones
stones.
on the tree, just to be clear. They won't be real ones up there, so
No.
don't think of taking one home.
But
But they will be on the leaves.
If you already have a leaf and you'd like to contribute a little bit more based on this level, we invite you to do so to honor this campaign. James and I will be kicking it off so that our boulder at the bottom of the tree, we're going to be kicking it off and hoping that some of you here in the sanctuary and online watching will join us. We're going to be contributing $1,000 to this fundraising campaign to honor our children.
Which means we get a diamond on our boulder.
On our little boulder. So now you can join. Some of you already have leaves on the tree. You can also purchase another leaf if you would like for this, or add to the
just
leaf,
put an emerald on your
add to the leaf you already have on the tree. All right. We thought this would be a wonderful way to honor this 5 years coming together as a simple 2-week fundraising campaign. You can go together if 2 people or 3 or 4 in the sanctuary would like to go together to purchase an additional leaf. Please do so, so that we can really kick off this 2-week celebration.
Yes, there you go.
All right, that's it.
So take
All
this
right,
with you.
I will take it.
Oh, and it's all on the website.
Thank
You can
you
do it
very
all
much.
on the website.
All right,
Yes.
and I'll be available outside if anybody has any questions afterwards. Thank you.
There you go.
All right.
Yeah. And just so you know, the tree has half of the tree does not have anybody on the leaves. So this is a great opportunity for us to start putting more branches onto our leaves, onto our trees, branches onto our trees, right? So as happens when you are a minister like me and you teach so many classes and you create so many practitioners and so many ministers, when I have a ministerial class, my real goal for that ministerial class is that each minister that graduates creates their own ministry. Now, some people like Reverend Tiffany, Reverend Eric, Reverend Liza, Reverend Karen will recreate their ministry right here at this center where we have an awful lot. And you are going to see going forward, these ministers create way more experiences in this sanctuary throughout the week so that we have a vibrant, constantly moving as we keep coming out of COVID. But sometimes the ministers get other churches. and get to move away to take care, to open other churches or take over other churches. And I've experienced that. The first big one I experienced was when my first ministerial class, Reverend Jonathan Zenz, who was my administrator, the executive director, and then became the assistant minister. And he became a minister in the summer. By the following spring, he was offered the Toronto church. And so I had to surrender to creating a new force in the world. Well, we're going to get to do that again here because one of our ministers, we are surrendering into the world to become the new spiritual director of the Camarillo Church of Religious Science. So please, I'm going to bring him up here just so that you can all give him a round of applause. Reverend Kelly Brzezinski.
Thank you so much. That's I'm a little verklempt. Like you were earlier, that means so much to me. And I love our hug. It was the proper side. It was heart to heart.
It was heart
I
to
love
heart.
that,
Yep.
you know. I can't begin to tell you really what this center has meant to me in the, gosh, I don't know, 10, 12, 13 years I have been here. And through thick and thin, for sure. And lots has happened here. But you know what? I've loved being a part of it always. I love, it's 5 years coming up. That's really, really cool, you know, and to have been involved and played a hand in that. And
A big hand in that.
well, thank you very much. But to see what has happened here too, and my gosh, you know, who would have thought? I think you were here the first time in maybe the first January service in 2017.
I came in November for the first time, and then I came back for the New Year's service. Yeah.
And, you know, to watch what has unfolded is something beautiful to me. And now to be stepping out on sort of a little skinny branch, and it is actually the Center for Spiritual Living Pleasant Valley.
Oh, Pleasant
It
Valley.
is in Camarillo, but there are 2 centers in Camarillo, actually. And so it is Reverend Pam Gagan's center, and she is time for her to move on and do something different. You know, she wants to.
And they're voting right now.
They are
Today.
voting, so we are you know, under the assumption that this is going to pass with flying colors, and I'm pretty sure it is. But anyway, I love you all. I appreciate friendship, the familial relationships that I feel like I share here, and just so honor you and Dr. James, you for the work that you're doing and have done at Global Truth to see this as a thriving center. Very beautiful to me, and thank you all. Much love, all of you.
Reverend Kelly. Okay. You're from Pleasant Valley? There you go. You have a choice now. There you go. It's so funny because Reverend Kelly, I was in my office in Studio City, and he came to Studio City 7 years ago, I think. I think right around the time Dr. Maureen left, or right before right after she left. And he came to my office in Studio City. I didn't know who he was, and he came in just to ask me some questions because he and Joyce and the board at that time, I believe Sherry was on the board, were in charge of running the church and how would it work. And he wanted me to look at the talk he'd given because he was stuck giving the talk one Sunday, and he said, "Would you just watch my talk?" And how that came from that to him going through ministerial and now being the eloquent, wonderful speaker he is, to me, is such a gift to see how the universe always unfolds perfectly. And the people in Camarillo are very lucky to have you. And I'm sorry to lose you here, but we don't, because your energy will always be here. And we're always here for you, too. Whatever that church needs, we're here. So, okay. Shall we bring in the children? Nice tie.
Nice job.
Let me see what you get.
Where'd you
what you
go?
do this week.
So I have two friends.
Wow, I love
They
that.
did ask me to do the talking because they felt a little shy today. And one of my friends is waiting for me in the back. Today we talked about surrender. And the way we talked about surrender was we took a white piece of paper, nice clean white piece of paper, and we wrote words or drew pictures about different things that we felt we were. Now, some of these words could have been really great words like I'm smart or any of those great things, but also those words could be I'm sad, I'm angry, don't like this, don't like that. And what we decided was we're going to take all of those words and surrender all of those words, create something really beautiful from them, because at the end of the day, all those things help us make us who we are. And when we surrender to those words, we become this really beautiful work of art. So this is what my friends made today. You want to
Great,
show yours,
them
Quaid?
Great. Can I show yours, Felix? Yeah. That's Felix's. That was really cool. Let me see yours. Awesome. Kind of looks like a cow.
Does
Like
it?
you've cut up a cow.
Quaid's favorite colors are black and red, so a lot of his are black and
It's
red. And I
great.
think that's wonderful. And I think what's really important is that my friends sat down and they got really genuine with me and they got really real with me and they were writing and coloring and creating from their heart and from their minds and putting down who they were and not being afraid to be vulnerable in that way. And they created these beautiful mosaics of who they are.
And don't we have a teen thing coming up too, an overnight?
We have a teen thing, August 30th. Some of the teens and I, and we're putting it out to a lot of different centers in the community, are going to meet at Westward Beach in Malibu. And we're going to be 9 to 1 at Westward Beach, August 30th. We are going to have a workshop or two. We're going to have some fun getting together. We're going to build our own labyrinth with twine on the
great.
beach and just have this really great gathering. And while I see all you beautiful faces and there's so many people going, ooh,
No.
it's a teens only. It's
I'm
a
coming.
Teens only. James is coming.
Yes.
James gets to go, but because he's the boss, I have to bring him. But
But what I want to say is, oh, never mind. I'll be in Croatia,
will you
so
be in
never mind.
so he's not going.
But if you have children or families, people around you, one of the things that I'm so proud of is that my two children grew up in Science of Mind, and that they grew up knowing who they were. And my son would have never made it through these last 4 years without this philosophy and this teaching. And it's great for the kids to do and to know and this is an amazing teacher that works, and not just a teacher. Yeah, she's an amazing consciousness that as you heard, my friends, she knows how to teach self-realization and to teach people how valuable they are. So just get the word out, because we're about to start getting the word out, because a lot of our children have grown up and gone to college and gone.
We've aged out quite a few people who are wonderful, giving, contributing members of society who are paving the way.
And we have a number of, like Phoebe's
But
daughter. We have some
yeah,
little children.
But
Yeah.
we have some littles, and we
But
have
Felix
some
is actually a
middles
teen
going
now,
on.
right, Felix?
Felix is a teen.
Yes,
Felix
you're
will
now
get
a
to
teen.
join us for that.
Exactly. So, all right. Thank you, Reverend
Thank
Connie.
you.
Okay, to give that back to Felix. All right, everybody, come on up, guys. I invite you all to take a deep breath. Could you give me some more pretty music, Eric? Cheerful. Thank you. That's good. I was like, looks like rain. No. No. Take a deep breath. Oh, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I just say thank you to everyone who has been a part of today, to Swan, to Thor, to the band, to Eric, to Mindy and Kevin, to all the people that show up and make this Sunday, every Sunday, so special and beautiful. And I know this day continues to unfold perfectly for each and every one of us as we step into being the rainbow. So I just get out of the way and let it be so. As together we all say, and so it is. So I invite you to stand. And Kevin is going to blow us out of this place. So hold on, folks.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all by myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. And now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go.
Let it go, everybody. Just let it go.
Let it all go. And this is what you've got to say. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God. Come on.
Let me hear you.
I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here as God.
Have a great Sunday, everybody.
And I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here as God. No more